Hey, I'm Carlos Lockamy. This is my 1986 Mustang LX. Um, it's a car I've been trying to find for about 5 to 7 years. I found this one in Alabama. It was not like what you see it now. It was pretty much stock. The motor had just been built. It didn't have the ProCharger on it at that point. But it had a couple of things that drew me to it. One, I was looking for a red LX notch, not a hatchback. They didn't make these models in 84, 5, and 6 with a black interior. The previous owner had gone in and put black interior in it, so that was another thing that brought me to it. And the third thing is it was a fresh paint job. So I got it here 3 years ago, and then I just started working on it, trying to make it into mine, do things I wanted to do to it. The motor itself is a 302, but it's been bored and stroked to a 331. It has a Holley Sniper fuel injection system on it. That was on there when I got it, but I've added the ProCharger, the PS1, and we've done a little stuff to this engine to get it where it's at now. Like this car from the factory did not have the air condition in a different. It had it in a different position, but the previous owner had one mounted in a lower position. When I put the ProCharger on it, we had to ditch the power steering. Well, I didn't want to lose my power steering. So what the guy that installed the ProCharger did, Volvo makes a electric power steering pump that's probably about this big, that is on several of their model vehicles. So he took that and mounted it behind my front crash bar, so I would still have power steering. Okay. So it's an electric power steering pump. Okay. How you like that? Love it, man. Yeah. It's like when I'm in my shop, and I want to move it forward or back, but don't really want to crank it. Yeah. All I got to do is turn the ignition on, the pump automatically comes on, and I can take my steering wheel and just push this is a lightweight car anyway, push my car and turn it any way I want to. Okay. So as far as the engine mods, that's the most that I've done with it. We have had it on the dyno. I didn't want to push it too hard. It's pushing about 8 to 10 pounds of boost, just because, I bought this car with a fresh build. I had a sheet of, it's got all forged internals, Eagle crank, probe pistons. So it's got the right stuff, but with me not having it built, you never know. So I didn't want to put the ProCharger on it, put a lot of boost to it, and blow the bottom end out, have to pull it out and start all over again. So plus, I'm not 25. I'm 55. I just want to get out there and go 0 to 60 fast, chirp a few gears. That's it. No more. I don't want to be in this thing doing 100 or 120. Now your suspension, I see you got it. Okay. What all did you do with it? Okay, for the suspension, I went with Ride-Tech's front and rear suspension. It's their bag over strut. Beautiful engineering. I mean, the pieces that came when it arrived, it was top notch. I mean, it was not some janky stuff to put on here, and I love it. It's got their front and rear suspension. In fact, I don't know if you can tell, but when I have the air completely out, it lays out on my long tube headers. That's what's striking the pavement. Another thing I wanted to tell you, with the ProCharger, a lot of guys put the intercooler like in the front fascia here, but that bumper gets real flimsy. So what they did is they mounted the air exchanger underneath it. I don't know if I know you can see it, but I don't know if you can tell. Okay. And then he built there's underneath that is an air dam that grabs the air and pulls it up through it. I've ripped that off once or twice, being too low. It was 4 lugs when I bought it, so we did the SN95 swap for the spindles and things to make it to a 5 lug, because you get a better selection of wheels. Plus, I knew I wanted to run welds on there. Yeah, and that's the thing, we put the suspension on it, but with weld, they build your wheels to your specs. So you can take 25 measurements, but you don't know if you're accurate until the wheels get there, the tires are on there, and they're mounted. The rear, it's fully at its lowest point, and I actually got lucky on the back spacing of the wheel, because I could fit a dollar bill through there, but not much more. These cars that have the Cobra brake calipers, the original Cobra brake calipers, and I actually found a guy that had some NOS calipers on Marketplace that I bought and had installed when we did the 5 lug swap. Disc brakes on the rear as well. As far as the trunk, I have a buddy that lives here locally in Longs that has an audio shop, and it didn't have any stereo in it when I got it. So I knew that was one of the things that I was going to do. So I took it to him just to do just the stereo, but that kind of snowballed. He's the one that talked me into going here, let's do the ride tech suspension and all that. But
snowball from radio to ride tech.
It did. It did. Really quick. But I've got to give this guy a shout out. His name is Josh Boogie. He's with SFG Audio here in Longs. But he doesn't do just audio. He built all these pieces that you see in the trunk. I hated my door panels. I'll show you that in a little bit. The door panels I don't like on these cars because if you're familiar with these cars, under the handle, they have a mat pocket. And they always wear out, and they always sag, and they look terrible. So when he was replacing my speakers up front, he went ahead and bit me all new door panels. This guy can do a lot of good stuff. But what you see here is I've got an Audio Dynamics 10 in a box built that sits behind this wall. My air tank for my air ride and everything, I've got 2 tanks that are mounted here with the controller there. My compressor is here. So he built all these pieces basically to disguise it. All of this stuff is MDF that he woodworked and machined out. I have a battery relocation in the back. That I keep on my charger at the house. Okay. So he did a lot of stuff outside of just putting a stereo in it. The interior I wanted to keep mostly all black. I didn't want a lot of color in it, which the previous owner had done it all black. Only thing I've done on the interior is honestly just add the aftermarket billet specialty steering wheel to it. It already had the Dakota digital dash gauges in it. But the one thing, these are the panels that my buddy built. I think they turned out great. And not only that, on my center console section, my actual controller where I use to control the ride height for my car, he built the pod so it's mounted there permanently. It's not flopping around or anything like that. He built the rear deck lid as well. Travis, he's with Classic LEDs out of, I think it's Oregon, I could be wrong. But he makes true LED lights for these cars. And I don't mean a bulb replacement. I don't know if you can probably tell if you stand just right. He builds these things with rows and rows and LEDs. These things are the brightest things I've ever seen. Now, if anybody's watching this, they're going to say, well, this is a 87 and up tail lights. Yet it is, because I wanted to stay with the color combo of the red and the black. And my year model tail lights, they have a orange section here, and I just didn't like it. So you're able to switch them with the newer 87 and 93 tail lights. So check out Damn Fools. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope I've been informational to a lot of other guys trying to build cars out there.
Damn Fools.